Yep. Yeah, like I thought we were pretty good across the board. We were under pressure early, particularly around our scrum, but we wanted to work hard for each other tonight. We wanted to win all the little moments, and we did that.
You mentioned at the start of the season you wanted to raise Munster's floor in terms of performances a lot, but have you done a little bit of work on the ceiling as well?
Yeah, I see this guy is probably the epitome of somebody who's got where he is in terms of his performances. The roof is pretty high, and you don't see too much of a dip. And our challenge as a team is to raise that floor so that the days between our bad performances and our good ones aren't so big. The last couple of weeks have been tough. We haven't been consumed looking at the points, the ladder, and patting ourselves on the back. We want to be better in our performances. Come off the field, looking in the mirror, and being proud of what we're producing. And today will be one of those days.
Tigers, the first game back, that was a nice way to get back into it.
Yeah. I think I've beaten Leinster away since the semi-final, or beaten them actually. So it's been a long time. It was a nice way to do it. Very proud of the lads. I think I said after the game 1-23, our coaching staff gave us a game plan and we stuck to it from minute one. And I think that's the reason we were able to come out with the win. Sticking with that, raising our. Defensively, it's something we're working on. We know ourselves that there's much improvement, that we need to keep getting better there in terms of our contacts and ruck, all that kind of stuff. And I think we took a step forward today, which was great.
Okay, specifically on the defence, particularly in the middle third of the game, where you had to make an incredible amount of tackles. I mean, you must be thrilled with the injuries, I suppose, to keep Leinster out in that period.
Yeah, I thought it was outstanding. You can look into the heart and soul of the team, I think, by the way that they're prepared to fight for each other and defend. And Leinster are a quality side, and they put us under a huge amount of pressure, but they just keep standing up, and they got over a couple of times, but even just the smarts to roll underneath and keep them off the ground, all of those little bits were really pleasing. And as Ty said, the barometer or the line in the sand has been drawn now, and we just got to keep fighting to be at that level.
As well as the defensive side was to score 4 tries against Leinster in Dublin to get a bonus point. Jack Rowley was at the heart of everything you guys did in attack. How impressed were you with him overall?
Yeah, I thought he had a really good game. Been impressed with Jack since he come back from the off season. Had a real focus about him. He's fit, and he's just calm. I saw it this week. He started to inject his leadership and his voice a little bit more than what we've seen in the previous week. So he's well aware of the occasion. He was up for it, and I thought he did a magnificent job.
Hey, Hardy, quite a long way of maturity. Can you give us an idea of what they are? Why these are pretty high?
It's deep. There's a couple of HIAs, hamstring, 2 hamstrings, I think. So that put us under huge pressure too, so we had exhausted our bench with 20 odd minutes to go. Hopefully we're not going to see John Ryan on blindside flank too often this season, but even he just rolled up sleeves and got on, but it's not looking pretty, but we get through next week and we can sort of reassess and take a bit of a break.
You're obviously fond of it, the turnover. You remember getting that many?
I don't know how many I got today. I think it was I got lucky a few times in terms of the picture that was put in front of me by the lads making good shots, or changing the point of contact and making their ruck. There are two lads coming in the ruck not being able to get there, opening up pictures for me. So you can look at the turnover and really pat me on the back, but it's actually those around me who are creating those opportunities.
Shane, you mentioned inside about making a mistake. Can you also insight into how you kind of built the week, framed the week, coming to
You're talking to me here on this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, look, we're since Clayton's come in and everything, we focus on a team for the week, and we had a team this week, and we want to keep improving, and the challenge is put to us at the start of the week of what we want to get out of it, and it was put to us this week, and I thought we all stood up and we, you know, I think we achieved what we set out to that we were going to do.
I just wanted to make it a dogfight. Yeah, I think if Leinster are just too good a side that, you know, if you sit and wait and sort of give them a moment to impose their game on you, then you're going to be losing. So we needed to be in the scrap for everything, and we want to be the hunter, not the hunted. So that's the basic gist of it.
How much of a pleasing factor is the fact that you found a way then to get back from 30 on that last point?
Yeah, look, I didn't think we started the game poorly. I thought we did it right. Just big RG, once he got going and he was able to free his arms and get a couple of offloads away, that put us under some real pressure, and that resulted in a try for them. But I didn't at any stage in that first sort of 10 or 15 minutes think that we weren't up for the game, or we weren't right in the contest. And then, you know, we had a couple of moments go our way. We were good enough to cash in, and that's exactly what we want to be as a team.
Yeah, you talked about kind of drawing the line. It sounded like it's crucial now that you build on this and kick on some more.
Yep, yeah, 100%. Like I just, yeah, it's actually hard. You know, that's why you applaud teams like Leinster who continue to win and keep finding a way to win, and they stay on the top of the heap. That's not an easy thing to do, and we've found a little bit of a way at the moment, but we've got to find other ways to keep getting better and to get closer to that level. Yeah, so we again, it's a good night tonight, but we're far from the finished product. I think we've got a big ceiling. We'll just keep working every day to try and get closer to it.
Do you think our performance should be more than 4 months of players in the Ireland course?
I don't select the sides. I've got no opinion on that. All our guys can do is just go out and you know, give a good account of themselves and force the question.
On Ireland, it's an unusual scenario for yourself. You've played one game for Munster, now you switch your focus to the All Blacks in Chicago. How much confidence and sort of comfort do you take being able to hit the ground running like that in that game, because you're going to be facing a team who's coming off the back of the World Championship?
Yeah, look, it's difficult in terms of game minutes to just go into a international game like that. But as Faz would say to us, no excuses. You know, we have to just get on with it. Like that's the circumstances we'll be in, and we're more than good enough to still get out there and get a win without all of us having the game minutes that would have been ideal if we weren't all on the lines. Whatever there was, 16 of us there. So there will be no excuses. We'll roll up the sleeves. We'll get the work done next week, and I'm sure we'll have a pretty tough session the end of next week that will be replicate of a game. So we'll feel like we'll have played at least 2 anyway.
Will you be able to share any insights with Tiger, the other lads, about the All Blacks before they get off?
Not really. No. I guess the benefit that they've had is they've played 9 test matches, I think, so they'll come battle hardened. But I think, you know, Tiger's the performance that he put out there today suggests that you can actually front up on the back of very little rugby and still perform. So it'll be a fascinating contest. Get out the popcorn.
Tiger, you're obviously later back in someone else given the Leinster role. When you got back into Munster and got going, did it feel very different? So in what ways?
What do you mean, sorry?
In terms of getting back to Munster, they had started pre-season, you were delayed by the Leinster obviously. So when you got back into the field, like a different
It was a bit different for me because I actually ended up getting surgery on my elbow in the off season, so I was kind of on an injury return to play, so I wasn't straight back in with the team, and which actually probably helped in terms of slowly gelling, getting to know all the new kind of new plays or the new systems, all that kind of stuff, and slowly integrate back into the group. Kind of sat back, let Craig and Barron do their thing, not overstep. You know, they were leading the team at the time, and then I slowly integrated back into it, and hopefully I did a good enough job.
Yeah. Did you notice anything though in terms of how they set the place up a little bit different? What's helped?
Yeah, no, the vibe around the place is brilliant. You know, people are enjoying it. You know, Clayton himself has brought that good. I suppose I hate using the word culture, but I suppose it is a culture, a different type of culture than probably what we had over the last year, and it's been brilliant. And he's obviously brought great people with him, with Fergus and Brad, and they've brought a lot of energy to the group. And you know, everything that I've been involved with so far has been really enjoyable, and I think you can see that within the group. You know, he's used a lot of players over the last couple of games, and lads have gotten opportunities, and you know, we're winning as well, which helps. So everything's positive.
So just on the Munster players, you did this earlier on, but just as captain, how tuned in do you have to be to how the lads dealing with that frustration, disappointment when you come into such a big game?
Yeah, look, it's a tough time for those who were hoping to be in there. You know, you also they have to look at these kind of games as opportunities to, you know, put in a performance, to ask questions, and you know, get in the minds of the selectors of the Irish team going forward after this. The sport is it's full of roller coasters, and it's tough not to be selected, but it doesn't mean you're not going to be selected in the future. So you have to brush yourself off as quickly as possible, just like you do after a loss, and put in performances to make the decision unbelievably difficult for the selectors going forward.
Just at that point, like if players keep repeat performances like that, they are going to force that issue of testing eventually.
That's the only thing that they can do. Like Tyke said, the decisions have been made now. We get right in behind the whole Irish squad, particularly our guys that have been selected. We're right behind them, and we'll soldier on, and we'll hopefully let our performances speak for themselves. And as Tyke said, somewhere down the road, hopefully that's rewarded in selection. But teams been named, the disappointment's been felt, and we just celebrate tonight, really.
Thanks very much.